Hey everybody, Felix Staffelbaker here. I wanted to make a video on, we're seeing just absolutely craziness in the Bitcoin market. Bitcoin has closed a candle at the highest point it ever has. It was closed above 14 or 15,000, where the price was obviously higher in 2017, almost at 20,000, but what happened was it wicked back down and didn't actually close at those levels. So now we're actually closing above those levels, and we're going to start to see the just absolute brute power of Bitcoin start to take over, and we're going to start to see that adoption curve, and it's going to absolutely go insane. And really, we need to be prepared for what is going to start happening, and just understand it and know, that it's just a nothing burger. But basically, the banks and the media at large are going to come out negatively against crypto and Bitcoin in the near term, as we cross all-time highs and as we start to gain momentum to the upside and start to really engage in this bull market in true Bitcoin fashion, the way it has in the previous bull runs. We're going to see heavy negative sentiment come in from the banks and come in from the institutions that want to get cheap Bitcoin and are going to basically, as the price increases, we're going to go up, 25, 28,000 Bitcoin, and then we'll get a heavy onslaught of bad media and propaganda from mainstream sources. And what that's going to do is drive the Bitcoin price back down and allow for more people to, in these institutions, buy it up cheaper. And I mean, Bitcoin is extremely volatile. It wouldn't be anything out of the norm for Bitcoin to drop 30% or more, 4 or 5 times during the next year on the way to several $100,000. That's totally reasonable and probably likely. And I really think that it's probably going to scare a lot of people out who are getting in now, just about to get in, understand that, this could go up to several $100,000, and then they're going to get absolutely inundated with, be careful, this is a scam, don't buy Bitcoin, blah, 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 and whatever, Bitcoin's dead, whatever they have to say to get somebody to sell Bitcoin, they're going to say, plain and simple. And so once you realize that, once you understand that, you can play the longer game and understand that, in more than a year or so, we'll be sitting at 20x, close to that, stuff like that. And we're really going to see, and it's going to seem like it's, like they're genuine and everything. People are going to believe it, and people are going to buy into it and start selling because, the banks told me, or this or that. I listened to that initially in 2011. The feds are arresting people and seizing people for using Bitcoin. Well, it turns out, if you're doing highly illegal things with drugs or other just highly illegal things, what do you expect? That's going to happen. So, at the time I was young enough that I didn't realize and just thought they were going after Bitcoin. No, they were just going after individuals trying to go around their system using Bitcoin. But the banks understand, and they actually know, governments even know, that Bitcoin is more regulation compliant than cash could ever be, that they will be able to have total control of taxes and everything. Everything will be much more beneficial to governments and to banks on Bitcoin. Now, it will be beneficial to the people in a lot of ways too, but for them especially, they're going to have panopticonic control that basically they don't have right now, but that this great reset is going to allow them to transition into. And so when they come out against this, I mean, it's just important to show and expose who they really are. I mean, these are the same people who were doing that in 2017, 2018, saying Bitcoin's rat poison. Meanwhile, they were actually buying it at the same time. All those kinds of things. There was a Tika Tiwari and Glenn Beck interview one time where he talked about the central banks were buying Bitcoin behind your back, and they were basically bad talking the market, and you could see where they were publicly trash talking it. You could see Bitcoin drop 12.5%, and then he actually had documentation and proof on the back end of somewhere in Northern Europe, the bank, the same exact bank, buying tons of Bitcoin at that 12% off price. So I mean, this is nothing new, but understand that they're going to hammer it home and maybe even try to threaten a bunch of people with jail time or whatever for, you know, doing what, even just holding Bitcoin. But don't let that dissuade you, because if you hold the keys, nobody can take that from you. So I really think the bank sentiment is going to increase and get very negative before it gets positive, and then they'll allow retail to come in, you know, at the 6-figure level so that they can make extreme fees off of everybody. But as long as you know that that's what's coming, we're sitting pretty, everything's looking perfect. I'm super excited for the next year. So I just want to put that out there. Stoffel Baker out.